feel. It could almost be used as a setting for a Doctor Who episode. And of course there's a huge interest in Doctor Who at the moment, what with the new series. But it's inspired collectors since that first episode way back in 1963. Now, I've seen some eccentric collectors in my time, but we've actually found a Doctor Who fan whose collection lives with him. This town fashion all over.
You will be exterminated!
Cheeky lot. Now, who on Earth, or who on Gallifrey, would live in a house like that? Hello.
Oh, hello.
Are you the new Doctor, then?
I really wish I was, Alan, but no, I'm just a mad collector.
A mad collector. Chris, the mad collector. It seems to me an enormously eccentric thing to collect, but it's obviously hugely popular, Doctor Who
Yeah,
stuff.
indeed.
How did you get started?
Well, I enjoyed it as a kid. I mean, I'm 44, so I managed to see the series right from the very start in the early 60s. And it's the old cliché, but I was, yes, hiding behind the sofa when the Daleks appeared on screen.
What's your particular passion, then, about Doctor Who? Which bits do you go for?
I go for the bits that frightened me most when I was that particular age. So, number one, Daleks, number two, Cybermen.
Well, funnily enough, on this 1960s television here,
Aha!
we can see an episode, or a bit of an episode, from that first series that featured the Daleks.
Excellent.
Doctor? Doctor, come quickly!
The Daleks!
The movement scanners have located the enemy time machine. TARDIS! 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 TARDIS!
Doctor, he said the TARDIS. And look on their screen, that's us.
What is more important, he referred to the TARDIS as the enemy time machine.
Is this not a real one, then? Oh, look. I moved a Dalek.
It's not real. It's an exact replica of a 1970s style Dalek, the ones that of the type that would start with Tom Baker.
Yeah.
And I featured in it in a particular chocolate bar advert a couple of years ago on television.
So you get inside and drive this, then?
I'm afraid I do, yeah.
Well, it might only be a replica, but it must have cost quite a bit to have made.
It did. I mean, to get a good job, you have to pay a good price. This one cost me, I think, around the $1,400 mark.
Oh, I thought it might have been more than that, so I think it's probably quite good value. Now, this guy scared me. I have to say,
Davros.
Davros.
Yes,
oh,
indeed.
He's very spooky.
Yeah, he made his first appearance in this guise in the 1970s with Tom Baker's Doctor. This is to the exact measurements of the original, which is in an exhibition in Blackpool.
So this is another replica?
It's another replica. It's another replica, but again, with me, I just want them to be as close as possible. It's the correct materials used, the correct fabric, the correct pattern for the jacket, and the head is moulded from the original.
It must have been fiendishly difficult being inside this costume, very uncomfortable.
Michael Wisher was the original actor, sadly no longer with us, but he played the first Davros. He could see barely anything at all through the eyes, so to get into character in the early rehearsals, he actually wore a paper bag over his head and sat in a swivel chair.
He was committed shortly afterwards.
He was, yes, indeed, yes.
You know, another thing that really used to upset me was these flies, because I quite like garden insects, but these chaps were nasty bits of work.
Yeah, now he is one of the most fragile bits I've got. It was made in 1973 when John Pertwee was the Doctor. in an episode called The Green Death.
Right, well, you take off for a little bit and we'll have a look at that episode from 1973, The Green Death.
Careful, Sergeant. What a beautiful creature.
So we had Daleks in the 60s.
Yep.
Davros in the 70s.
Yes.
And this particular sort of Cyberman
That particular
in
one.
the 80s.
Indeed, yeah.
Are these original props?
They are both original props, both Cybergun, one earlier than the other. This is the earliest original I've got. This is from Attack of the Cybermen from the 1980s with Colin Baker as the Doctor. And it's interesting because when I got it, it had been battered at the front. And what they used to make that front section was one of these 1980s car air freshener.
You are a scourge of your local garage and the
I
local
know,
hardware
I
shop,
know,
aren't you, really?
I know.
You can put Doctor Who together.
So I managed to find a prop builder who still had a couple of these left in an old box, and he put it together again, so we've got it completely reconstructed. And this gun cost me about, I think it was about £750.
Gosh.
But they are very unusual to find in any sort of decent, half-decent condition, because most of them were damaged on set because they're not strongly built.
So what would you pay for it now?
I don't know. I've been offered $1,500, and then maybe it will go. You know, with the new series, things could go higher. Nobody knows.
If people haven't got that kind of money, there's still plenty they can collect in terms of Doctor Who memorabilia, isn't there?
Toys started appearing in the 60s. That's from the 70s. This is all present-day stuff, widely available, from cookie jars to salt and pepper cellars to little talking Daleks to collectible cards. There's everything out there. Hundreds of items.
I think it'll take them a while to catch you up. Thank you very much indeed, Chris.
A pleasure.
Doctor